everyone, it's Katie from Two Healthy Fit Vegans, and I broke my toe 2 days ago, so I'm kind of out for running for a while, so I decided that I would spend some more time in the kitchen and try to put out some raw vegan cook videos. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you guys how to make a raw, low-fat, vegan apple pie. So what you need for this is you need a food processor, which we have right here. You need a mandolin that slices apples really finely, or you can use a knife. You need a pie pan, and you actually don't need this specific one, but this is the one we chose. And we lined it with wax paper. That will help later on. You also need just a spatula and just maybe a stirring spoon. And then for the crust, what you'll need is you'll need 2 cups of dates. And then you'll need 1 cup of this. These are dried plums, but you can use dried figs if you'd like. And optional are a few almonds, but we're going to make the low-fat version, so we're not going to add any of the almonds. And then for the yummy filling, what you'll need is you'll need about 2 apples that are sliced. What we did is for the whole thing, we made some pretty apples out of sliced apples out of about 6 apples. And we chose the not so pretty ones to go into the filling because we're going to blend them up. So this is about two apples here. And then we have 2 cups of dates that have been soaking in some water. And we have a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of cinnamon right here. And that will comprise of the filling. And then for the topping, what we have is the remainder of the apples. So about 2 to 3 really pretty sliced apples. And a few dates that are nicely chopped up, and some strawberries. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the base of the pie. So how we're going to do that is we're going to start by processing the dates that have not been soaked, the 2 cups, and in this case our plums here. Alright, so we're just going to put these in here. And we want to process it until it gets to about a cookie dough consistency. It doesn't have to be really thin, it can be a little bit chunky, but it needs to be about a dough consistency. Okay, so I think it's to the right consistency. So it should look, yeah, just like a cookie dough. So you can see it's pretty much all blended up, but not too perfect or anything. So that's about how it should look. Okay, so now we're going to put it in to the crust, and we're just going to line the bottom. We're not going to go up the edge. Okay, so now we're just going to press it down to make the crust. And it's a little bit sticky, so it's kind of difficult, but you just want to make it thin. So you'll just press it down till it's evenly. It can go up the side a little bit if you'd like. Okay, so here I've spread it evenly along the bottom to create the crust, and now I'm just going to set this aside and we're going to make the filling. So for the filling, we're going to add the not so pretty apples. We're going to add our dates, and I'm just going to strain them out as I go so I don't get the water, because we don't really need the water. And this was 2 cups of soaked dates. And I only soaked them actually for about 20 minutes before in warm water. You can soak them longer if you want, or if you have really nice McDougall dates, you don't actually need to soak them. But these are kind of cheapo dates, so we just soak them to get them a little bit more moist. Alright, almost all in there. And then we're actually going to add some cinnamon and nutmeg to taste. This is totally up to you. as to how much you want to add. I really like cinnamon, so we're probably going to add quite a bit. But don't add too much in the beginning because you don't want to overdo it. You can always add more after it's mixed. And then maybe just a little bit of nutmeg. Nutmeg's pretty strong. Okay, so now we're just going to process. And we want this one to be really, really creamy. So I'm going to probably process it for a few minutes. Okay, so I think it's about done. So you'll just want to check it out and watch out because it probably went everywhere, so you'll need to scoop it off the top. And just give it a taste to see if it has enough cinnamon and nutmeg. It's really good. As you can see here, it still has a little bit of apple chunks in it, but I actually think that's going to be okay. You can blend it until it gets as smooth as you like. That's totally up to you. I'm just going to keep it here for now. So I'm just going to get all of this off the top so we can use as much of it in the middle as we can. Okay. So now we're going to take our pan and we're going to fill just a little bit. Maybe we're going to use about 1/3 of this just to cover the base of the pie. Alright, and just spread it out evenly, and we're gonna save the rest of it because we're gonna layer it on top. So here I'm just putting about 1/3 of it, probably, maybe 1/4 of it in, and we'll spread it out over the top. Alright, doesn't have to be perfect, but however you want. That looks pretty good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to layer our first layer of apples down. So you can put them in any arrangement you want, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make them look kind of pretty, especially on the top. So I'm going to try to do the same thing as I go around. So I'm just going to kind of overlap them like that and go around in kind of a spiral until I finish. Alright, so we just did our first layer of apples, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to continue using up the remainder of the filling we have here and layering the apples. I'm probably going to try to get about 2 or 3 more layers in, and I'm going to finish with a pretty layer of the apples, and that's actually going to be the top. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so now we have finished layering, and we just did our top pretty layer. So we tried to make it as nice as possible, going around in a spiral. And just to finish it off now, we're going to decorate it with a few strawberries and dates. So this is totally up to you, but we're just going to put some on there, make it look cute. And all right. Here we go. It's looking really good, and I'm really excited to taste it because we, of course, tasted some as we went and loved it, so you should do that too as you go. Alright, that's about it. I think I'm just going to put all of the dates around the edge because that looks kind of nice. Alright, and we're done. So here you have the low-fat, raw, vegan apple pie.